Yo, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing, man? It's your boy Tone from Philly Sports Rap. Happy to be here today. Um, Man, it's a pleasure. Thank you, first and foremost, before I go any further. Hardcore Sports Network, appreciate it, man. Being a part of the team, and also to all my Philly Sports Rap subscribers, thank you. So today we're gonna have a nice show today. Make sure y'all please hit the like button and make sure y'all subscribe anytime you tap in. Good show today. I do have a special guest, be Philly Sports Rap first guest, first time on the show. And this is going to be fun. I love his energy, man. I met him through the Hardcore Sports Network. But I'm going to bring in none other than my guy, Mr. Randy, man. And how you doing today, bud?
What's up, Tone? How's it going, brother? Thanks for letting me be your first guest. I didn't know that. That's right. That's awesome, man. Appreciate it. Let's go. I gotta bring the energy. I gotta set a standard so nobody can come at me. Let's go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah, man, absolutely. What's going on, Mitch? Appreciate you being in here. Man, Normal, my guy, appreciate y'all timing in, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. So, how your day been though so far?
Yeah, it's been good. Good. Yeah,
Good.
yeah, good.
Yeah,
Quick morning. And saw that you were gonna be on, and I thought maybe I'd throw my hat in the ring. And you said
yeah,
that hat fits. Let's do this. So I'm excited. That game I was not excited about last night. I had nightmares. So we can talk about it so I can get it off my chest, you know? So
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It was crazy. Big play, Slay. What's up, brother, man? How you doing, man? How you doing? Yeah, man. Speaking of, we'll get into it. So today we're gonna talk about first we're gonna talk about that horrendous game last night. Just atrocious, man. I don't understand what was going on. Thank goodness they're not our starters for one.
oh,
We'll have a
oh.
long year. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about that, and then I wanted to get into this 53-man projection, get your take on it. What do you think, and who we think the Eagles going to cut, keep, and why? As we get ready for this season, I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to it, man. It's been a long off season for real. Just want to see how these moves pan out. But um, going in last night, man, gosh, man, woo. Give me your take. What do you think about it first, man?
Oh, I mean, like I saw your live with AK last night, and
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was you that mentioned, like, man, like, is it a little slide that they said they were sick and that they weren't feeling well, and then
yeah,
they roll out with their ones and they just run it or like throw it down our throat, like right away
yeah,
over the
yeah,
top kick hill, and then we're all like, this is third preseason game, right? Like, shouldn't
yeah.
y'all be rolling on your threes and fours and going up against ours, kind of thing? So I was kind of I
Absolutely.
was kind of taken by that a little bit. I was kind of unexpected. Like, I
Yeah,
thought maybe they'd play one series, but I mean
yeah,
they came out a couple times, and then oh, our, like you said, we are blessed that those are not our quarterbacks. Like, other than Gardner, those are not our quarterbacks. Like,
yeah.
Reed Sinnett and Carson Strong. Oh
Oh
my goodness! Like,
man,
you boys need to practice. Like,
big time,
it it it,
big time.
it you know the score is horrendous, 48-10, right? But
Yeah,
it's the little intangibles in between, the non-tackling, the clear indication of no dedication. Like, it seemed like those guys almost
yeah,
were in the dressing room, and as they walked up
yeah.
to their locker, there was a note saying didn't make the team. So they're like, well, I'm not going to try. Why would I want to hurt myself today, right? Like, I'm going to show you what I'm not making the team. So I kind of felt that watching it, and as a fan, it kind of made you sick to your stomach.
Yeah, it definitely made you really, really sick to your stomach, man. It was hard, and I love sports. It was hard even doing the daggone stream, man. It was just horrendous. It was like, oh gosh, man, one thing after another, no blocking. It was just horrible. You
Everything.
definitely could, yeah, you definitely could tell that there was a lot of backups. The O line, it looked like a turnstile. People constantly just busting through the O line, man. It was crazy. It was definitely crazy. Um, oh, I see you, Blue City down there. So you saying the Giants 24? Giants and 17 Jets in the fourth quarter. Our
Oh my God, I actually predicted that to be the final, so hopefully it stays like that.
yeah, yeah. Blue City, thank you for coming in, y'all. Anybody that's coming in, make sure
Yeah.
y'all definitely subscribe first to Hardcore Sports Networks, Philly Sports Rap. Hit my man up, Randy with Next Shift. Make sure y'all subscribe and sub up to everybody. Hit that like button, notification bell so y'all know when we on. Um, but yeah, man, like I said, bro, it was crazy. Turnstile type atmosphere. Screen passes was going like 2 yards. It was like it couldn't even get the ball to the running back.
Right? It was like ready, set, hot, and it was like you said, turnstiles. It was like they got up and they were like, go, get him, like hit him, hit him.
Yeah,
Like we want to see him scramble. Like that's what our drills were. We
yeah,
just want to see the quarterback scramble. And he was like, hey,
yeah,
you're trying to get rid of it, right? It was ridiculous.
yeah,
It was really hard to watch. Like I said, it was really hard.
yeah. It was. Yeah, I was definitely surprised as well that they had their starters in because, like you said, I mentioned yesterday, it was like, hey, what happened to all y'all being sick? I figure if anything, y'all would sit down. Y'all come out guns blazing, deep Tyreek Hill right out the gate. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like, oh, I see you. I know exactly what you're doing now. Okay. All
yeah,
right.
yeah. It was good, Positive Philly, man.
Yeah, positive.
Productions. Thank you for joining us, man. Um, yeah. So if we try to find a bright spot, what would you get? What would be your bright spot?
Of last night.
Yeah, yeah.
Whew. I was saying when I was getting blown out, I'm like, if we can get just one touchdown, like if we could just score a touchdown, like I'd like to see a drive where we could score a touchdown and like at some facet of anyway, running it, throwing or whatever. And they did do that, so it was nice to see that.
Mhm.
But I mean, I'll be brutally honest. There really wasn't much to pull out of that game to be like really excited about. I mean,
Yeah,
there was flashy plays, of course. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, like, Kane dropped a couple passes where I was like, man, I was kind of hoping, like he would really show out this game. And like, of course, it has to be intangibles. You have to have a good quarterback and a good O line to have good passing. Like it all has to work, and it was all falling apart all over the place. So
yeah,
I'll be brutally honest. I can't really say there really wasn't much other than the touchdown.
yeah. I would have to agree with you. Wasn't a whole lot of bright spots. Blue City, just to answer you, yeah, they said they was kind of stomach bug was non-COVID related is why
Yeah,
the guys was out and they didn't have the second joint practice, but that stomach bug went away real quick because they were sure out there playing yeah last night, you know.
yes, yeah.
But
Oh my
I
God.
guess yeah, like you said, it was hard to find a couple bright things. Like you said, I did want to see a touchdown. So hey, great, we finally got a touchdown. Um, the other thing that I was happy to see is Huntley kind of show a little bit of
Okay.
explosion there on the long run. It was 65 yards or something like that. Um, it's good to see that. I still think we need a power back. You know,
Yes.
he can hit the home run and he can, is really elusive, but we don't, excuse me, we don't really have that power back. I still think we need that. Blankenship, I like that hit. That to me, that was the play of the night when
That
he
was
came
the
up.
night right there. Yeah.
Yeah, Blankenship had a nice tackle. That I like
He
that.
had a good preseason actually read
Yeah,
Blankenship. I actually liked a lot of the things I saw from him.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, and then like I said, Deion Kane, yeah, he had a couple drops. He came out quickly, catching a couple passes,
Yeah.
but then that was pretty much it. So yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know, man. So do you think that we should have probably had a few starters in at all that game?
Yeah, like obviously now go looking back on it, it would have been nice to obviously see our starters versus the Dolphin starters
Mhm,
for at least one or two series or even three series for
mhm,
that matter. But I totally get why they didn't because I mean like today, for example, the Giants game, Tyrod Taylor got smoked bad and he got taken off, I believe, on a cart taken to the back dressing room.
Yeah, I
So
heard that.
now there goes their backup potentially or starter if they were going to have Daniel
Ooh,
Jones backup and vice versa. So I mean, I get why they did that because they're like, we can't take a chance considering the chances that were taken at Liberty on Jalen Hurts in the Jets game.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it kind of sucks, but looking back in hindsight, it would have been nice to see that our ones versus their ones just to see
Mm,
because we saw the videos of everyone saying Slay got burned by Hill, but he was still driver's side. As soon as their legs clanked off, that's when he stumbled, and then he was able to separate from the ball and catch it. So it is what it is, but whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with you. Yeah, I had mixed feelings on it. It was like, and I don't know if that's just the fan in us. We're like, man, we want to see our guys out there, see what they can do, kind of get a test or a feel for it.
Yeah.
Um, but like you said, at the same time, we would have hated if somebody got hurt because then the argument would be, why was they out there in the first place?
Yes, exactly
It's
right.
just
Yeah,
preseason, so why would they be
exactly.
out
Yeah.
there?
And the third
So
game at that. So it's like, yeah, come on, yeah.
yeah,
So, but
yeah,
but then, like you said, I still would have rather seen our ones against their ones looking back. But again,
yeah,
I see why they did it.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, other than that, you know, trying to think of somebody else really that stood out. I can tell you what though, um, that secondary. If once we get past our starters, I'm going to be really nervous, man, with that secondary.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tate Gowan, he was horrible. he was he was horrible.
It was like
Yeah, yeah,
what? Like, oh, it was bad. Yeah, you're right. Like, God forbidding anything happens to Bradbury, Maddox, and
yeah,
Slay. I
yeah.
mean, we could be in some big trouble. We could be in
Big,
some big trouble.
absolutely, absolutely, um, and I don't know. It just seemed like it's taken us a while to get real good depth there at that position because we're not strange to it. We went through that year when we was in New Orleans. And remember we had all those guys out there like coming off the street and playing in the secondary in New Orleans lit
Yep.
us up.
I remember that actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that you
yeah,
bring that up. Yeah, exactly. I do
yeah.
remember that.
So
Yeah.
it's
The
been since then.
replacements as they were calling them.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Oh my god. We're gonna have a movie out of this soon? Like, oh my god. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely,
Oh.
absolutely. So
And I will say though, Tone, too, like a lot of people were saying they were also picking apart the fact that like the play calling was very vanilla. But I
yeah,
mean, we have to be honest. The play calling has to be vanilla in the preseason. You can't be out there showcasing some of your best stuff and some of your like gadget
mhm,
trick stuff because then
mhm,
teams now have tape on you and now they can say, okay, that lineup, oh, we know exactly what potentially is going to be coming here. So you kind of just got to be a very boring kind of offense during the preseason because I had a lot of Eagles fans saying like, oh, this play calling doesn't look like it's going to be beneficial with the Eagles again, considering how they started off last year. And then all of a sudden they turn the reins over to Steichen, and then the Eagles went on the good run that we went on and finished the season what we finished 9-8. But there, I mean, like it's preseason, people. Like it's not like they're drawn up. They don't even know
yeah,
who they're playing against until the day they go out there on the field. So it's like
yeah.
season's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Don't worry.
Absolutely. I'm with you on that one, man. Um, Paul, what's going on? And then you got 1738 Sports talking to Canadian polar bear. Really? But
What's up?
yeah, yeah, man. So I'm hoping that we have a healthy year.
Mm,
Um, we know injuries happen. It's the name of the game.
yeah.
Hope we have a healthy year. So we're going to start talking about this roster, man. We're going to start talking about this 53-man roster. Who we think is going to be there, maybe why the Eagles may make some of those decisions. I got a couple surprises. I feel like not a whole lot. For the most part, I think if you're a true Eagles fan, you probably can name at least the 46 players guaranteed going to be on the team.
Yeah. Pretty
It's not
much.
hard.
No, it's not.
But then after that, it's a lot of question marks. So if we start off at the top, and we go straight into quarterback. Who you got? And then I'll tell you who I got. Let's give you the floor. Who you got at quarterback?
I'm going two QBs. I think the Eagles are just going to run with two. I think it's going to be Jalen and Gardner.
Interesting. And I say it's interesting because I fought with that so hard. I was like, and I thought back to last year. I could have sworn at one time the initial 53 only had two
I'm pretty
on there.
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I think they did. And I was like, oh man. So to be straight up and honest with you, I had Jalen Hurts, Gardner Minshew, and I said they would have Reed Sinet as the third. I think
Mm.
Carson Strong, if anything, was going to be on the practice squad. If he gets on the practice squad, I don't know how they really feel about him.
No, get him off the team.
Yeah, so I don't see him doing too much, but Reed Sinet, and again, like you said, they may only carry two, and Reed Sinet, somehow they figure out a way to get him on the practice squad or something like that, holding them back, and that may open up another position for someone else. But yeah, I had three: Jalen Hurts, Gardner Minshew, Reed Sinet is the quarterbacks. Speaking of Hurts, it's going to be a real interesting year. All eyes is on Hurts. So what do you think we're going to get out of him, man?
I don't like giving too much predictions because I am a Hurts fan. Like I'll be the first to say that but I'm also a strong hit. I'm a strong. I'm just strong on him in the sense that like I want the best for him, and I really haven't seen it yet. Like, obviously projection wise, like I said, I don't really like. I don't think what PFF put out, the 4,950 yards.
Yeah.
But if he does do that, we're definitely in the NFC Championship, potentially maybe going to the Super Bowl, because those numbers he hasn't even gotten close to yet in his career. Yet it's still small sample size. But I just would love to see more out of him in the sense that, like, trust his eyes, trust the system, let the ball go, throw your receivers open sometimes, and not always just if he right away it doesn't look like he's out and he's running, and it's like that's where it scares me, because like then defenders are like, okay, now I want to make my bread, I want to lick this guy, I want to hit him, and then he can't take the hits because he's just quarterback. So for me, I like I said, to see him sit in the pocket, trust his receivers, they'll get open, and if not, then throw them open, and then when in doubt, escape the pocket, and then just try to get something. Stay positive. If not, then throw the ball out. Don't sit there and try to hold on to it and wait. And then, next thing you know, you got your center sitting in your lap and you're trying to roll out and you got the ends on and you're smothered up.
Absolutely. Thank you for the sub, Coles Cowboys. We appreciate it, man. Definitely, y'all. Make sure y'all tell everybody else about us, man. Again, Hardcore Sport Network. We thank them. I'm Tone, Philly Sports Rap. Got my man Randy over here. We appreciate it. I agree with you all the way, Randy, on that one. It wouldn't surprise me to see him, get 4,000 yards, maybe. I think he can do it. From what's been told and the little things I've seen, it looked like I could see a little improvement. So we'll really see as the defenses begin planning for him.
Exactly.
So we'll really see.
Yeah.
So now we go down to running backs.
Okay.
Running backs.
I got Miles Sanders.
Okay.
Kenny Gainwell.
All right.
Boston Scott. The reason why we never seen him last night, I think he already made the team. I think they didn't want to put him out because they knew he was on the team. I think they practice squad Jason Huntley, and they obviously DFA or practice squad Kennedy Brooks.
Absolutely. I agree with you on there. We're just the same. I had Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott. I don't think we'll carry more than 3 on the roster. Like you said, if anybody else is going to be practice squad, when it comes to Huntley and Kennedy Brooks.
Exactly.
I totally agree with you there. Um, Again, Sirianni, I've been saying it he really would like to run a two-back system because remember we didn't see Boston Scott for a minute last year till injuries came. So he's not really a big three-back rotation got kind of guy. He does
Yeah,
it if he has to, but for the most part, they haven't shown me to be really heavy on that. Um,
exactly.
Miles Sanders needs to stay healthy. Uh,
Yeah,
he needs to stay healthy. This is a make it or break it year, not because of talent, but because, we got to have somebody dependable there. You
exactly.
know, best ability is, being available.
Exactly.
You got to be available, and I'm hoping the hamstring that we've been seeing all preseason and off season is more of a precautionary thing. I'm hoping it's not really a lingering type of hamstring, or
Yeah.
it can be a long season there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then if that's the case, I wouldn't be surprised if the next couple days, like how he always does, he sees how the preseason goes, and look what happened last year. He went out and got Nelson as at a quarterback because he's like, man, like we ain't gonna be good if we don't have a CB2.
Yeah.
Uh, or was it year before? But anyway, sorry. But I feel like we need a bruiser back. I think we need somebody that goes north and south, who can tote the rock, who can handle being between the tackles and take the bruising and going through a Devontae Booker, Latavius Murray. I know Kareem Hunt's name's been tossed out there, but I think somebody coming in that's been a vet in the league and has kind of like seen things, and, knows what it takes to be on the field the 17 weeks out of the season. So I prefer a vet. Kareem Hunt is not that big. He's only 5'11", and he's not that
Hmm.
heavy. So he's not that much of a bruiser like a lot of people think he is.
Yeah.
But like you said, at the beginning, we do need a bruising back, somebody who can run between the numbers and go straight.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we do. And yeah, surprising enough, yeah, everybody's hollering Cream Hunt, but yeah, he's not. I mean, he breaks tackles, but he's not really a bruiser, I would
No,
say.
no.
Yeah, he can break some tackles, but he's not that big back. Um, so yeah, I agree with you on there. Paul, you may be right. Paul mentioned that he's seen four. He thinks one of the younger guys are going to make it. Could be.
Okay.
So hey, we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
I hope
Um,
so.
Wide receiver. So I'm sure we probably got the same top four. I'll let you go ahead. How many you think we keeping at receiver, and who are they?
I say 5.
Okay.
We're keeping Devontae. We're keeping
Uh-huh.
AJ Brown. We're keeping Quez Watkins. We're keeping Zach Pascal, and we're keeping. I just hope we're not keeping Jalen Rager. Yeah. Okay, so 6. Okay.
Yeah, I have myself up here. I have AJ Brown.
Okay.
I have Devontae Smith,
Okay.
Quez Watkins, Zach Pascal. Uh, I have us keeping 6. Um, Jalen Rager, unfortunately, but I do think he gets traded.
Yeah, that's okay.
I believe he's on there initially, but I think he gets traded. And if he's not on there initially, I believe he got traded before then.
Maybe
So
didn't say anything.
yeah, um, yeah. And then I think they're going to, and again I'm picking the 6 because I don't think Rager is going to stay.
Okay.
So the 6th one for me, believe it or not, is I'm picking Deion Kane. Now I wrestled with that because what I did notice yesterday, um, and I don't know how much that factored into it, but Devin Allen was a heck of a gunner. We need
Really?
special teams help. He was getting
Yes.
down there and making tackles yesterday. The one time he got down there and he was so fast, it took everybody else a minute to get there. He was holding the guy's leg and ankle, like just holding on for dear life. Like, come on.
I must have missed that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
If you saw
So
that,
that,
that's a good snag by you. Okay. Like, because I didn't see that, and I was going to say, I didn't want to cut you off, but I was going to say Devin Allen was on the bubble. If Rager gets traded, Allen is the guy that comes and steps into his spot.
Yeah. So that wouldn't surprise me, but like I said, if Rager goes, we may end up keeping Devin Allen. But special teams, because you look at it, those guys got to be able to play special teams, and you need some gunners.
Yes.
And him kind of, flashing yesterday as a gunner, I thought spoke volumes, like on the
kind
low.
Of opened some eyes, hopefully, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You opened your eyes, so it caught your attention, so that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, Paul says the fourth running back is currently not on the roster.
Isn't that true?
It's funny. All right, so then we go down. We at tight end. This gets interesting.
Yes, very actually. I was I wanted to see a lot out of Noah Toga.
Yeah. Yep, that's it. Yeah.
Togia. And they were trying to get him the ball. He made some good catches. I actually saw he was actually a really decent run blocking tight end. Now, saying that, he didn't make my roster. I have Dallas Goddard, Grant Calcaterra, and Jack Stahl. Jack Stahl was arguably one of our best run blocking tight ends last year for us. He was setting the edge most of the time when they were busting out left or right. So, so I have Richard Rodgers and Noah not making the team.
Yeah, I agree with you. We had the same exact three for tight end: Dallas Goddard, Jack Stahl, Grant Calcaterra. Even though I didn't feel like it was just a shoe-in with Grant Calcaterra, because I think the Eagles feel like Richard Rodgers, they can grab him at any time.
Exactly.
So I think they'll play around with that. He's been cut on the team, let go, back on the team, back and forth.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're worrying about, Richard Rodgers too much. Then, come week 5 or 6, we get Jackson back, at the tight end spot. So Tyreek, So if you really needed somebody else, you'll have them, and then I think they'll kind of juggle and make some moves. And I don't know, Grant Calcaterra might not hang around that long. I don't know.
Yeah, oh man, I hope if Tyreek could ever work out that 6'7" body frame at a tight end.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh my gosh, man, please stay healthy.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So Blue City said he got the New York Giants backup quarterback. Davis Webb is the new Nick Foles. Just kidding.
You must be dicing it up. He can dream. He's allowed to dream.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Foles is over there in Indy living it up right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with Matt Ryan. My goodness.
Yeah. So, absolutely, man. We need to check out the Giants wide receiver, Alex Bachman. I don't know much about him.
Sports Meteors.
Victor Cruz.
I remember Victor Cruz. Yeah.
He was okay, and then I think he got hurt and he stopped dancing after that.
Yeah, he wasn't doing the salsa no more. Ankles were hurting.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh.
Yeah. So now the big guys.
Yeah.
The old line, man. What you got for me?
Okay, well these are guys like at the top here that are obviously, like, for me as I look it over my list, are like obvious. Like you said, like if anybody was to look at a roster, they're getting the first 46 or 41 of the guys. But for me, it's Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey, Isaac Seumalo, Lane Johnson, Andre Dillard, Cam Jurgens, Jack Driscoll, Sua Opeta, and Jack Anderson.
Wow, you put Jack Anderson.
I put him in there. Trust me, like after the Turnstiles game that he had, it was hard. But I mean, like how everybody else performed, it was hard. Let me just tell you, it was hard. It was really hard. It was hard.
Gotcha. Got you. Got you. Okay.
I even had
So
Dillard, and I didn't like how Dillard's game was. Dillard, you want to talk about turnstiles? Dillard looked like he was playing patty cake, and then all of a sudden he realized, wait, football game. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, the quarterback's on his butt, and you're like, bro, we're not shooting kickoffs, we're playing football. Like, oh man, Tone, it was annoying, but yeah,
yeah,
it's like you said, it is what it is.
yeah, man. Uh, um, so yeah, I got Jordan Mailata,
Okay.
Landon Dickinson, Jason Kelsey, Isaac Seumalo, Lane Johnson, Cam Jurgens, Andre Dillard, Jack Driscoll, and I have Sua Opeta.
Okay. That's
And
it.
huh?
Is that it?
And that's it. Now
9. Okay.
that yeah, I only got put 9 on there. Um, I did have a question mark though because I wonder if they would either it was either going to be Anderson or Toph if they went with a 10.
Mm,
You
mm.
know, so I got a question mark there. Then I also got a question mark is okay if they made a trade, do they Anderson or Toph make it on my list? Um, I'm
Mm.
hoping they don't trade Dillard. we need
Yeah.
quality backup depth, man.
Yeah.
We need that. Um, but yeah, I only went with 9, and so I got Opeta. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Good. Good.
yeah. So now that
Uh-oh.
solidifies our offense.
Mm.
That will put me at 24, you at 25, because you had in that one extra. I
Yeah.
only had 9. Um, and I think that would be a good start for our offensive side of the ball. I think it would make us very competitive, you know,
Yeah.
especially with that starting 5 of that offensive line. Jeez. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, so Toph is out. He's on
Mm.
IR. He's out for the first 4 weeks. So yeah, yep. So he probably is going to be done. So yeah, we probably won't
Yeah.
be seeing no more Toph. Yep,
Oh,
yep,
shoot. Got it.
absolutely. Yeah. So
Yep, buddy.
now to the fun side. Well, they all fun. Offense put points up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Defense,
Yeah.
defense get the turnover. So it's all fun.
It's all fun.
Yeah. So I started out with the defensive ends. So I didn't just do all D line all together. So I
Okay.
did D end and D tackle, just so you would know. Um, so defensive ends, how many you think they keep and who are they?
Yeah. So I went edge defenders and then I went interior defensive line. So for my edge defenders, I got 4, which is Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, and Taron Jackson. I say they cut Matt Leo. And then on the interior, and I say Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams, and Marlon Tuipulotu.
Yep, to a local man. That name is hard to say,
Yeah,
bro.
right? My goodness. I was like writing it into like Google and then like having it trying to like say it out, and I'm like trying to say it. I'm like I'm gonna butcher this even if I said it a million times.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
gonna
so
get
then they cut Marvin Wilson, Rennell Wren, and Cody Smith.
okay. Gotcha. Okay. No, one time I wanted for Tuilopo just call him Tutu, but I said, that sounds a little soft for a football player. I don't think
Yeah,
I
I'm
want
sure
to do
he
that.
wouldn't even like that, right?
Yeah,
But then he might. But then we don't know his character, right? He might be that makeup where he's like, I'll wear the tutu because I'm a bad BAS,
yeah,
right? So yeah.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so on the defensive ends, I had Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, Teron Jackson, and the one that I wish they wouldn't keep, Derek Barnett. So those are I got them only keeping 4 on that edge.
Okay.
Okay. In the middle, I got Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Milton Williams, and Tuilopo. and
Marlon.
Tuilopo. Yeah. So that gives the what's that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's pretty much what 9 on the defense on the front
Mm-hmm.
line. I got them keeping 9 all together. And then um who was it I was saying? You said Rennell Wren, huh?
Yeah.
Be interesting. It'll be interesting. And I'm gonna tell you why I think as we get later, that'll be where some of the surprises come up at.
Oh,
You'll see where I'm adding the other bodies.
okay. So,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
So, Brandon Graham, man, let's chop it up about him real quick. Coming back from injury, been looking really good and explosive this off season.
Yes.
Uh, so, um, what do you think? What do you think we're going to get out of him? Think he's going to be back to the old Graham?
A lot of people say that, and they're not wrong. Fletcher Cox is the heart of our defense, right? Like if
Hmm.
Fletcher's going, our defense is going. But
Hmm.
did you notice something last year? Brandon Graham wasn't there, and our defense wasn't going. So I think that even though they're saying it's Fletcher, I feel like the heart really is Brandon Graham.
Brandon Graham,
So energetic.
absolutely.
He embodies what it is to be a Philadelphia Eagle.
Hmm.
He goes out there and like literally gives you his damn all. Like he goes out there and goes 120%. People are
Yeah,
giving 100. He's like, I'm giving that extra 20. He's like, I
yeah,
got to, because that's what I
yeah,
got to be my greatest. I got to be up here. So
yeah.
I feel like him this year stays healthy. Our
Hmm.
defense with Jordan Davis having a healthy diet and staying at a reasonable weight could be unbelievable.
Hmm. Yep.
But
Yep,
BG,
got you.
yeah,
Wow, Paul. Okay, Paul, new player not on the roster. Paul, I like it, man. I like it. You
interesting.
definitely keeping it interesting. Um, okay. Yeah, I agree with you on that, man. Brandon Graham definitely was our heart and soul. It definitely showed, like you said, Fletcher Cox. He's just Fletcher Cox. Um, he's just gonna go out there, he's gonna play. I don't know if I really could recall seeing him kind of that round the troop up kind of guy.
Right.
More of a lead by example type of guy. But Brandon Graham, he's talking and messing with everybody, so forth and so on. And you need that. You need that guy. You
Yeah,
know,
you need an Energizer bunny, and he's that
yeah,
Energizer.
he's that. Yep,
Mhm.
absolutely. So I agree with you. I think that's going to make a real big difference on that line, including with the addition of Jordan Davis.
Mm.
Um, and I keep saying it, Jordan Davis is just going to make plays. He's not going to have the fancy stats, the 8 sacks for a D tackle and all this and all that, but who knows? We don't know, but I don't think so. I think his impact is just going to be, he's going to do things that's going to allow everybody else's numbers to go up.
Exactly. I want to piggyback on what you
Yeah.
just said there, because you said that, he's not going to have those big flashy 8 plus, no, 12 and a half
Hmm.
sacks for a D
Hmm.
tackle. But
Hmm.
you know what he is going to do? That he's going to get Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Jordan Hargrave, and
Hmm.
maybe even some linebacker blitzes, some some
Hmm.
some, some sacks. Is he's going to eat up those doubles and potential triple teams, and as he's smiling, as all three of those
Hmm.
mammoth offensive linemen come at him and try to stop him, he sees his boys running in the backfield smoking the quarterback. He's like, he gets to eat. He gets to eat. He's like Oprah. He's like, my homeboy, he's getting a car. This guy's getting a car. Yo, you gonna throw it in a pick? Yeah, he throws a pick to my boy Slay. Slay gets a pick. You know what I mean? He's just gonna sit there and enjoy that, because I've seen through these videos, Jordan Davis, that is
Yeah.
he's a team guy. He's a team
Yeah.
guy. So he's willing to do whatever it takes for the team to succeed. And I love that about a guy. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about him.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that one, man, wholeheartedly, man. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing. I would love to see us be one of the top teams when it comes to sacks. I picked the Eagles on one of my fantasy teams, their defense, because I
Ooh,
really think we're gonna get some
there we
sacks
go.
this year, man.
And
So
you put it on tape now too, so everybody knows.
yeah, yep. Let the whole world know now.
Whole world know now.
Yeah. Absolutely. So now this fun part right here, man, the linebackers. Now this is, like Paul said, it's kind of hard to call the defense already, but those linebackers is going to get interesting. You know, who you got?
Okay, so I broke it up into two. So I got Sam, and then I got my
Mhm.
linebackers. For my Sam, I got Hassan Reddick, Patrick Johnson, and Kyron Johnson. So I got three. And then my
Mhm.
linebackers, I got five. I got TJ Edwards, Kaiser White, N'Kobe Dean, Sean Bradley, and Davion Taylor. I know a lot of people don't want him on the team. They'd rather see him probably stay at the Motel 6 after the game in Miami. But like for me, like I took an approach where it's like, depth at potential points, and maybe during practice or something he has a second coming, and all of a sudden he's like, wait, this is the switch I got to turn on, and he becomes somebody potentially. I'm pulling heartstrings and straws at this point. I say but it was, that's now that I say this, I'm like, man, Jacoby Stevens or Christian Ellis, I could have put him in.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you would hope that they pull one of those guys and let him go. I got N'Kobe Dean,
Okay.
Kazir White, T.J. Edwards, Hassan Reddick, Kyron Johnson, Sean Bradley. He's a special teamer, been with us for years. And unfortunately, yes, I too have Davion Taylor. But I don't think he deserves to be on this team.
No, same.
He's not looked good at all. When we was playing Cleveland, and I had to sit and watch that quarterback make that long run, and I'm telling you, I'm looking at the TV, and they're giving you the view from behind the quarterback. And when I saw that guy, when I saw that guy standing and just looking like he wasn't aggressive and attacking a line of scrimmage, he's more just side to side looking. Bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Get in there. Go get him.
Go get him. Like, be a bowling ball. Like, come on, man. Like,
yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
It's, like I said, that's why I hate the preseason. We talked in the back room. I was like, preseason gives me black, turns my hair white. Like I got black hair, it turns it white. Like I'm like, why do we watch this? Like, what? I look at my wife, I'm like, what is this? Like, why do we even have preseason? Like, this is stupid. Like, do these guys even know they're on TV? Like, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, 8 linebackers is an awful lot.
It is. I know it is.
It definitely is. But and that's an interesting point there when you're talking about Patrick Johnson and Kyron Johnson. I don't know. Sometimes Patrick Johnson, man, oh gosh, sometimes he drives me crazy. Sometimes he's making plays. I don't know. I don't know, man. I can't say
I feel
it ain't
like he
going.
makes a play. I feel like he makes a play. He gets built up that, that swagger, and then he goes out there and he totally forgets exactly what he's doing for half a second, and then the guy burns by him and he's like, "Oh, I'm a football player." And then but then the next play he remembers to play, and then the next play you're a football player, and he's like, "Right." And then I know exactly what you mean though. Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of up and down with him. I don't know. I mean, it's possible they could do it. They could not. But yeah, that's fine. Hey, how you doing, bud? What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming in, Jack. For real. Definitely. So we're in here. We're going through our roster prediction. We talked about the Miami Dolphins and the Eagles last night. So if you're just chiming in, make sure y'all sub us up, Hardcore Sports Network. Hit my man up. Next shift, Mr. Randy. Myself, Tone, with Philly Sports Rap. Hit us up, sub us up, like button, share, let everybody know. Again, thank you for coming in. We just finished up talking about these linebackers and who we think they're going to have. So now as we get from the linebackers, we're going into these corners. Now, this, again, we talked about this earlier here in the show, how shaky it is after those first 3.
Scary. Very scary.
Yeah, it is. So how many corners you think they keep, and who are they?
I got 5.
Okay.
I got Darius Slay, James Bradbury, Avonte Maddox, Zeke McPherson, and Josh Jobe.
Got you. Okay, got you. All right. Yep. And I have 5 as well. I have Darius Slay, Avonte Maddox, James Bradbury, Josh Jobe, and Zach McPherson, because, yes, I did not feel like any other corner showed they had what it take to play in this league at all. and I would rather just run with that 5.
Yes.
Um, but the other surprise I had, where I think where we could benefit, where they can get away with the 5, is as where we go and we dive into this safety position. So
Mm.
what I did was, um, I'll go, since I'm already talking about, I'll go ahead.
Okay.
I had Marcus Epps, Anthony Harris. I think by the skin of his teeth, Jaquaski Tart will get up there. Um, Andre Chachere, and I said Josiah Scott because he can play corner and safety. So he'll
Okay.
provide that additional corner for you, but he can also play safety. I think Kayvon Wallace is cut.
Me
I
too.
think he's cut. I don't think he makes it. So that's who I had at safety, and why I've only picked 5 at the corner spot. Now, what do you got?
I got uh I got Marcus Epps, Anthony Harris. Um I don't yeah, it hates me to say this because I was a huge fan when I came out. He came out of Clemson, but I think Kayvon Wallace' experience is done. I think he was a bust. We
Yeah.
can probably say that now. Yes. Like you said, by the skin
Yeah.
of his teeth, Jacoski Tart makes the team,
Mhm.
and I say Reed Blankenship.
Oh my goodness! Oh, how did I forget him? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're right. I honestly, yeah, yeah. I think Reed played well enough to make this team.
Yeah, he did
Uh,
pretty good out there.
he
Yeah.
did. He did. He did. So if I made an adjustment, I would throw Josiah Scott back at that corner and say we keep 6, and I would have Reed Blankenship.
Reed Blankenship. Okay. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense. Yep.
yeah, definitely. Man, yeah. Yes, he has, Jack. Reed Blankenship has outplayed most safeties. I agree with you.
Mm.
He's been stepping up. We talked
Like
about
I said,
that hit.
I hate to say it and I hate to cut you off, but he's been
Yeah.
playing better than Jacoski Tart.
Yes. Yeah. And so Witness Beast, that's why I said by the skin of his teeth, I have Tar up there because I think they'll take him over Kayvon.
Just that
But
vet. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But you're right. Yeah. They'll cut their ties with Kayvon because he's not a vet and he hasn't proven anything in the league yet.
Hmm.
So you can get rid of him, but keep Jacoski because he knows defenses potentially
Yeah.
and he can understand and he can help out
Hmm.
in some fashion. What right?
Hmm.
But yeah,
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
that's the one guy I was impressed with. I was hoping more from Britton Covey, and I was hoping to
Yeah.
see more other guys, but Reed actually took the reins. So I hope the team sees it. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, that's what I think as well, man. And like you said, I definitely was hoping to see more from Britton Covey. I was hoping he can help us out with special teams. Um, didn't see a lot from him.
Yeah,
Um, not at all. Obviously, you're gonna have your long snapper Rick Novato. You're gonna have your kicker Jake Elliott, and your punter
Aaron
Supas Sippos.
Sippos,
That's what it is.
Aaron
Sippos.
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 I'd rather not have him. We need a better punter. Ugh.
Yeah, and it was crazy because he came out last year, early part of the season. He was booming. I mean,
Yeah.
kicking it well. And
Yes.
then I don't know. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you serious, bud? Like, what are you
I was like,
doing?"
did I miss a play where he got ran into and his leg was kind of messed and he kind of was just
Yeah,
done or because I'm like, what happened? Like, did someone say something to him? Like, you're not that
yeah.
good of a punter, bro.
You
You
know,
think you're that good? You're not that good. Like, and then now he's like, you don't think I'm good? Okay, fine. Getting in his
yeah.
feelings. But yeah, that's our specialists, our
That's
kicker.
our specialist.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
I have the practice squad looking like so. I have Reed Sinnett, Jason
Oh,
Huntley, Kennedy Brooks, Devin
mhm,
Allen, Britton Covey, Dion Kane, Noah Tagai, Kayod Owaska, Josh
mhm.
Sills, Marvin Wilson, Kobe Smith, Jacoby Stevens, Mac McCain, Kerry Vincent, sorry, Tay McGowan, and Andre Chachere and a roster exemption of defensive end Matt Leo.
Look at you, man. You got me on that one. I didn't even think about doing a practice squad.
Oh, I thought you did, so that's why
No,
I
no,
said
no,
it.
no. No, you're good. You're good. I love it. Let's talk about that though. You're good. Um, yeah. So, um, man. So you think
I
I
think
like
Reed.
the yeah.
I think Reed makes our practice
You think Reed will make that practice
over
squad?
Carson because
Got you.
at least Reed can move. You know,
Hmm.
Carson can't. He
Yeah.
can't.
N-
It's
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Yeah, because yeah, I forgot you. You picked two quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Whereas I had went with the three.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Where Carson Strong is just, all right, we're not gonna do. We're not even gonna bother
Yeah.
with it. See you
Yeah.
later, alligator. And Reed Sinet gets on that practice squad. Um, I do believe they are gonna. Even though I don't really even want to see him, man. Kerry Vincent Jr., bro.
I know, I know, I
Oh
know.
my
Like,
gosh, man.
okay,
Oh,
I'm saying this with obviously not knowing exactly what teams cut what players. You know, maybe someone cuts another corner, and that guy's like, you know what? I feel better with my chances on the Eagles roster practice squad rather than any other team, so I'll go over here, right? So I'm just hoping somebody gets let go and we pick him up, and then we can just cut because I would really like to get rid of Jacoby Stevens and Kerry Vincent, like you said, just
yeah.
because. And you know what? I hate to say it, but Kennedy Brooks was under. It was an overhype. I feel like on the fact that undrafted free agent, they got Kennedy
Mhm.
Brooks, and then he comes and the guy was barely hitting the holes, and then like when he did get through, he wasn't really making the linebackers or safeties or corners miss, and he was getting taken down right away. It was very uneventful.
Mhm.
I'll put it that way. I'll say Devin Allen's single touchdown there when Statcast said he was doing almost 20K an hour, like per hour, like
Yeah.
just burning down the field. That was more impressive than what most of the guys that are on the practice roster even did in the 3 games played. So
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. And Jack, yeah, I guess that cold weather did get to him, Sipas. And he
nah,
did punt. He has punt well during the preseason so far. I will give him that as well.
good.
Um, so yeah, I definitely agree with you, man.
Because so many
He
people
said I would.
hate the special teams, and it's like for me that's one of the most critical parts
It's the
in the
yeah,
football. I mean, if your punter can pin you, you know, that's a huge advantage for us because now you got to go up that field 80 plus yards potentially just to
thank
cut
you.
that, you know, and which makes it
Thank
they
you.
say the numbers don't work, they work against you. So it's like, yeah.
Mhm.
So I hope he works out. I hope you said he looked good during
The
preseason. So let's
preseason.
just hope that
Yeah,
that translates into the regular season and
correct.
he gets the
Correct.
ball more into like a top tier punter for us.
Yes,
You can't
correct.
believe I'm
Absolutely.
talking about punter.
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
Cheers.
Yeah, like you said, field position is everything. He's funny. Tell Troy Vincent. I wish he was Troy Vincent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, that because in the NFL today, it's hard to constantly drive down the field 70, 80 yards every single time you have the ball and get touchdowns. You're playing against other
Exactly.
professional guys and these athletes out here is hard. It's hard to constantly do it. So
You
yes,
get
that field.
tired, and you know
Yeah,
your body can only hold up, right? So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It matters. It definitely matters. Um,
absolutely.
you mentioned somebody else on your practice squad. I thought was interesting. Run that to me one more time.
Okay, obviously again like Reed Sinet, Jason Huntley, Kennedy
Mhm.
Brooks, Devin Allen, Britton Covey, Dion Kane, excuse me, Noah Tugai, Ko Awasika, the offensive
Yeah,
lineman.
that's him. That's him. Yeah, yeah. That's interesting too.
I
What
feel
do you?
I feel like our boy, Mr. himself, Jeff Stoutland, the god of O lines, could potentially turn this guy into something. I do. I really do. I do.
Yeah,
He's very raw, but I do see a little potential in him. I do. I really do. I do.
yeah. And if anybody can do it, Jeff Stoutland can do it. That's for sure. He's
Exactly.
proven that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If anybody, Jeff
And if
got you.
not him, his predecessor, which obviously you and AK have talked to us about this before, but I feel
Yeah,
like Jason Kelsey will definitely be our offensive line coach
line
moving
coach.
forward after
Mhm.
his careers when he finally wants to hang him up because not
Yeah,
only does he deserve it, he's one of the best. He if and that's if we all don't know if it's going to work, but he's shown some
correct.
promise. If Cam Jurgens turns out to be the guy that he is, I mean, come on, Kelsey scouted him himself. He was like, "Yo,
Tell
you're
me about
taking
it.
this guy, you're taking this guy," and then we take him right, and then I'm just saying, like this could be a gold mine for us potentially. But again,
Yeah.
that's just hypothetical, saying he does want to become a coach and want to be part of our organization. So
Yeah, absolutely. I do think they could definitely groom him. Kelsey would be awesome to be an O-line coach, like you said, for him to just scout out Cam Jurgens, and that guy just fit right in, and he's balling. He is balling.
ball.
Um, yeah, that's awesome. I was Kennedy Brooks was another I was going to talk about. I was a little disappointed at the output or performance or whatever. I thought AK made a good point though, and I wonder if that was it, and that's why I could kind of see him being on the practice squad. Um, he did run behind that turnstile offensive line every time he came. They did only put him behind your third stringers and your fourth. We never got to see him behind a 1 and 2.
True, very
You
true.
know, so I could see why he would definitely be on the practice squad, and you don't give up on him too much.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Plus, they gave him for an undrafted free agent, they gave him a decent chunk of change too. So obviously
yeah,
they saw the raw talent in him, and they knew that they could potentially have something in the wickets there, so to speak. So yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So as we go through it, um, who would be for this off season? I agree with you on that one, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that brings us into this part here. Who do you feel if you had to pick an offensive MVP of this off season and preseason, and a one defensive, who you picking?
I would have to go with what exactly he said there. Cam Jurgens,
Yeah.
absolutely, for our offensive side, definitely.
Hmm.
And Reed. I just honestly, anytime he's been on the field, I've always been trying to like find a way where we could watch it, where it's like I could just watch it from the view of like watching it from the DN side rather than watching it from like the quarterback side, because like I love how this kid's mind is. I really feel like he's a gem in the making. I feel like we found something here, you know. And again, I
Absolutely.
understand he's playing against the 2s and the 3s
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
other teams and stuff like that, but for him to put on a show when other people were being very lackluster tells me that not only is this kid locked in, but this
Hmm.
kid is ready to potentially
Hmm.
be that next superstar or even
Hmm.
just a great player,
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. I agree with you on that one. I agree with you on both of those picks, honestly. Like my man said, Cam, everybody got to go with Cam. He's the offensive MVP for us in this off season. Um, Filling
yes.
right in. Um, I think even if we had somebody hurt at guard, I wouldn't hesitate to move him over to the guard for right now if somebody got hurt, because he's just so good. It's like you got to put him on the
Yes.
field.
Could you imagine
You
if he
have
was
to.
versatile and he could play both sides as well as
Yeah,
the middle? Oh my God, he's our Swiss Army
yeah,
knife, you know? Like, wow,
yeah,
thank you. Yeah, I
absolutely.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. And then for the defense, yes, Blankenship. I love his energy, his work ethic. Like you said, like I said, yesterday I couldn't find nobody that stood out but him on that defense yesterday, for real.
Mm.
Yeah, he would definitely get my vote on that one.
I even saw
Yeah,
one
absolutely.
part, he was getting at the defense. I think they got chunked up for a play, and he like looked over at the D line. And he was like, "Come on, man!" He's like, "I'm
Yeah,
giving my all." He's
yeah,
like, "Let's go!" And it's like, I want that. I want that from a guy who
yeah,
knows potentially that he's not going to be
exactly,
on this team, but he's like, "This game matters to me. This means something." So
exactly.
that's what I've been looking for throughout the whole preseason, and
Hmm.
he's elevated his style throughout the whole preseason. So Philadelphia, Mr. Howie Roseman, if you are watching our show, which I probably know you are, add Reed. Just add Reed.
Yeah,
Add him.
just I mean, just pencil him right on in there.
Just
Don't
pencil
keep his
man.
locker. He's good.
Yeah,
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 he's
please.
definitely good. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Man, I tell you. So as we get ready to close it out. Um, Here we go. This is our prediction, man. It's going to be on. It's recorded. It's live. You know, what is the Philadelphia Eagles record for 2022?
I will say, starting off, do not take those Lions as a slouch. Don't go in there thinking you're way better than they are, because trust me, they gotten better themselves. They got a coach that's willing to bite your kneecap off, for Christ's sakes. But with that being said, I do feel like we'll win that game. It will be close, but I do feel like we'll win that game. And moving forward, either our record goes 11-6 or 12-5. If it goes 11-6, I say we make a wild card. If it goes 12-5, that means we've either won the division and we're either in the NFC Championship or vice versa. So that's my record prediction.
Okay. All right. So for me, I say Philadelphia Eagles are 12-5 this year. 12-5. I also say we win a division. I think in the NFC we'll finish within the top 4. Do think we'll finish in the top 4.
Okay.
Okay. I do, unless we get a major injury or something like that.
Which we will not. We are going to be healthy this year. We got this.
We definitely. So I definitely think we'll finish in the top 4, 12-5. I think Jalen Hurts shows great improvement. And we get in the playoffs and see what happens.
Exactly.
We just see what happens. I think this team is hungry. They look hungry. Reminds me of 17 when those guys was hungry. I just think we're going to need that one significant win this year to let them know that they are capable of accomplishing whatever it is. Back in 17, we had that Giants and the Carolina. Those are the 2 biggest wins that season that really catapulted
61-yard
us.
field goal, baby. I mean, when we hit that, I looked at my wife and I was like, we got this. We taking it home this year. I was like, no one's stopping us. And then Carson went down and I cried and I was saying some things that I probably shouldn't say online, but it never got recorded, so nobody can come at me. But I was like, oh my gosh! And then I saw that playoff game against the Minnesota Vikings with Nick Foles, and I was sold.
Yeah, man. Paul, you said 10-7 or maybe 11-6. Paul, I was with you for the longest time. I was on 11-6. I have now bumped one spot to 12-5.
One more team is getting the L.
One more is getting the L. I'm like my man Randy over here. Cannot take anybody lightly, especially that first game with Detroit. Also, to another game, I think that we need to come ready to play is that first game with the Washington Cocos.
Yes,
Commanders. Mainly because it's not as. Oh my gosh, I can't stand that.
You took a commercials jingle. Like, come on, y'all. Like, what are you doing? Come on. We
absolutely.
are farmers. Like, that's what it's supposed to say, but we all know what y'all doing. Yeah, okay.
For sure. But yeah, it's going to be in Washington. I think he'll be amped up. I think when he comes to Philly, he'll be just too rattled.
Yes.
They'll get in his head.
Destroy him, man.
Yeah.
He's going to be calling audibles and he's going to be saying things and he won't be able to hear anything because people are just going to be like, Carson.
They're going to get in Carson's
head. He's going to think of all the darkness that he went through when he was here. And I agree. I feel like he's gonna crumble.
Yeah. Paul, you're right. It definitely is all on Jonathan Gannon, absolutely, and the special teams, because those are the 2 things that I said I was worried about. Special teams for sure, because that first preseason game, it was horrible. But Jonathan Gannon does hold the key for this defense. There's no excuses. He has all the right pieces. He has to be able to scheme up against these top quarterbacks. We did. Yes. We beat a lot. We beat up on a lot of low-end quarterbacks last year.
Exactly. Yeah. Lower tier quarterbacks. Exactly.
Yeah. When we played quality quarterbacks last year, we got 8 up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We did.
Yeah.
So and playing 15 yards off of the line and giving them that cushion so they can just dump 10-yard plays on us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care how many times it takes for them to get down the field. As long as they get down the field, you give them the yards, they're going to take it. I mean, you got to blitz, God damn it. We got some guys on this team that are dogs. We got dogs now. You can't explain. If he comes out vanilla in the first game and we get lit up by Detroit, and then the next game we go, and I think it's the Vikings we play the next game, right? If we get blown out on primetime where Kirk Cousins cannot even play on primetime, I think the microscope's right Gannon with the brightest light in the
Yeah.
freaking world is shining on him, because guess who's available and out there? Mr. Vic Fangio, who I feel is going to be our DC next year. There's your hot take for everybody.
Uh-oh. Call it, Randy. Call it, man.
Yes, sir. I mean, there's only one reason why he's been at the practices. I think he's seen this D and was like, man, I'd love to get my paws on this and scheme these boys. I mean, we could look what he did with the Broncos last year.
Yeah.
And he had very little. I feel like our defense is a little bit better than the Broncos defense. I know Bradley Chubb and Patrick Surtain are over there, and they got some other good guys. They got some dogs over there, but I feel like our dogs are more hungry and want to bite. So, could you imagine a Vic Fangio with this team? Oh,
yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be. Oh man, ooh, it would be lovely. Ooh. Yeah, it would be something else. Yeah. The key to it, if we can get to rushing the passer, stop the run first, so we can rush the passer. Get people in second and third and long. We can have a lot of success. Because they're gonna have to get that ball out quick, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're definitely going to see, man. But Randy, man, I appreciate you, bud. This was awesome, man.
This is fun. Definitely. Yeah, we should do this on a regular. We should do this once a week. Call it like our hot takes or something like that. And we'll do it for all the fans, so we have it before the game or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be down for it, man. You know, I love doing this. Love talking sports, man. Sorry about that Tyrod Taylor situation there, man. We wish him speedy recovery. You know, I even though he's on the Giants, you know, I don't wish ill on nobody. You know, not at all. He has a family as well. You know, but definitely. But yeah, Randy, I'm definitely with it, man. You know, we'll chop it up and see it. We come up, man, and do it. It was fun being up here with you, everybody. We thank y'all once again. Thank y'all so much. We are nothing without y'all. For chiming in. Please make sure y'all sub up if you haven't. You know, Hardcore Sports Network. Thank you again, Hardcore Sports. Thank you to my man, Next Shift Randy, and you know, I'm Tone, the host from Philly Sports Rat. And look, we'll be seeing y'all, and y'all have a wonderful evening, all right? We out.
Go Birds!
Go Birds!